This video is for anyone who's struggling right now, who needs to get interviews and can't, and they don't know why. I'm going to break some shit down for you. And I've wanted to make this video for a while, and I hope you find it valuable and this helps you get through a situation. Some disclaimers before we get started. This is my notepad so I don't forget anything. What I'm about to tell you takes work. There's no magic bullet. So if you give people a ton of money with a bunch of promises and they haven't been where you've been, there's no guarantee. You have to put in the work. Another disclaimer, this takes volume, hundreds of reps, hundreds of emails. So you have to be willing to do that work and push through it. I've been in your situation before. I've been in places where I didn't think I was good enough. I didn't think I should be an engineer. I studied business. I didn't study computer science. Oh, it's too late to be a fucking front-end engineer or web developer. Like, the boat sailed. Why push through? I've worked at GitLab during their IPO. I've worked at some of the biggest tech companies in the world and I'm continuing to grow. So the only difference between me and you right now is that I did the work for the last 8 years and you haven't. So just keep doing it. Take this advice with a grain of salt, but I'm going to keep putting out content to hopefully help you get your dream job and change your life if that's something you want. So yeah, let's party. Let's get to it. First, we got to get our mindset. I said this earlier, you need volume. It's going to be hard. Focus on the output, not the result. The results will come. This happens with everything in life. What I'm about to tell you is about how to reach out to companies for you to work for them. So if you do 10, you should do 100. Like Hermosi says, just do more. I promise this will work out. Be genuine. You're going to get rejected. It's fine. Everyone gets rejected. I've been rejected. It's just a part of life. Just keep dealing with it. All right. I'm going to get a lot of hate for this one, but whatever. Don't listen to people that haven't done what you want to do and have been in your position. I haven't worked at a FANG company. I'm not going to tell you how to get a job at FANG. I can give you some principles, but I don't have proof. So if you're listening to people on YouTube who haven't gotten a front-end engineering job from zero experience, then you should not be giving them money or giving them your time because they don't know what it's like to be in your shoes and what it takes. If you're here and you're a software engineer or front-end engineer with zero experience looking to get that first job, I'm your guy. I did it. So hopefully you find what I say valuable. So beware of that. So now we're going to get to the meaty stuff. Know where you're at. Just because you went to a boot camp doesn't mean you're ready for a job in tech. Boot camps go through thousands of people. That doesn't mean that you're ready to get an interview. I've met some people that went through a boot camp. They aren't qualified to get a job. That doesn't mean they shouldn't build the skills, but it's a stepping stone. And whatever the boot camp promised you is a marketing tactic. And if you're not getting interviews and jobs, that must say something about where you're at. So let's reflect about our current situation, know what we need to do so that we can reach the goal. If we don't know that, then not. Then we can't really do anything about it. I want to help whoever I can. But when you're prospecting for interviews, it's really important to know where you're at. Is this informational? Is this, I am qualified to take this job off your plate? Stuff like that. So reflecting. It's awesome that you probably have a portfolio of projects, but what does that mean for the company? Have you worked on an engineering team before? Stuff like that. And I talk about this in other videos, and you solve this through open source and networking. Also, like once I teach you what I'm about to teach you in this video, are you ready to interview? Have you practiced live interviews? Are your algorithms, your basic front-end algorithms up to date? Are your gotchas up to date? Are you knowledgeable in your craft? Can you dive deep into a problem set? Do you have open source on your resume, or have you built a product people use? Do you know how to write unit tests? Do you know why you write unit tests? All of these things. And it doesn't mean you shouldn't be interviewing for a job. It's just knowing what you don't know so that you can learn, compensate, and grow to then get the better job. I'll also say about that, like, if you don't have experience, it's okay to work for free. I think open source is the best way to work for free. But if you know someone that has a tech company and they're willing to mentor you, that's great. So don't be scared of free work. Just be aware of their level, of the person that's mentoring you. Because I set my career back early on having mentors that weren't good, and I could have been way further along way faster. So you have to know, are these people worth their salt, and should I be listening to them? Kind of like what I said earlier. So how do we actually get interviews? This is why you're here. And this is just basic business outreach stuff. Warm outreach is the best type of outreach you can do. I don't get jobs by sending my resume into a portal online. Even with my experience, it just doesn't happen. I've gotten rejected from jobs where I probably had more experience than the CTO, and you don't really get a reason. So it's not an effective, if we're talking about time, it's not an effective way to use your time, is to sit online and just submit your resume to a bunch of places. That just doesn't work. How I get interviews now is I have a big network. I reach out, or I find someone at the company and do what I'm about to show you. So warm outreach. What is warm outreach? It's reaching out to someone who you know to inquire about their company. This is really important when you don't have experience in software development. You have experience in something else in your life. Maybe you've worked on a farm. Maybe you've worked in farm tech. Maybe you've done sales for a finance company. You want to find the people in your network that know your name, who maybe know an engineer at their company that then can set you up. That is the most powerful thing you can do and continue to do in your career. Then you want to find someone at the company, someone who has the job you want or will hire for the job you want, and get an informational interview. In another video, I'm going to talk to you about how we turn informational interviews into real interviews. Comment if you want to see that. But this is just getting the interview, the foot in the door. This is the first step. We're not cold emailing people, hey, hire me. We're not cold emailing people, hey, I saw a job posting, you should take me because. That shit doesn't work. I'm just being honest with you. This shit works. So if we don't, maybe we run out of our warm prospects. So we're going to gather a list of people that we know at companies that have engineers or that we've worked with in the past. And we're going to send them an email and say, hey, you can literally write this. Hey, name, I'm really interested in working at your company because I have experience in X. I'm working on becoming a front-end software engineer. Would you be open to having a discussion about how you work with your engineering teams, or if someone on your team would be willing to speak with me? No one's going to say no, I promise. And if they do, you don't want to talk to them anyways. But it's about volume, right? So that's step one for warm. If you fulfill that list and you're like, oh, I don't have experience, I'm out of college, blah, 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 then the next thing we can do is go to cold outreach. How are you going to do this? Again, look at your experience, look at your interest. Do you like UFC? Do you like MMA? Stuff like that. Okay, cool. That's your hobby. I'm going to find companies that sell products to those people because I'm in their target market, right? I have a relationship. So this is one way to do it. Then I'm going to email them and say, maybe someone on the engineering team, hey, I love the product. I use it. I'm a fan. I'm becoming a front-end engineer with X amount of experience. I would really like to just buy you a coffee or have 30 minutes of your time to learn more about your team and maybe a potential role that might come up. Cool. Once you get on the phone with them, you're building a connection. You're building your network. This isn't to get a job yet. So that's one approach to cold. Another approach is going on Crunchbase, get a free account on crunchbase.com, find companies that you're interested in with, under 100 employees. They have the founder's emails on there or head of engineering. You're going to get their email and you're going to write a similar email to what I just said. Compliment the company, compliment the guy or the girl, whatever. This is how you're going to break the ice with them. You don't know them. Okay, cool. Like, let's say it's GitLab, and they're at under 50 people. The CEO's name's Sid. Like, hey, this would have been a long time ago. Hey, Sid, I'm a huge fan of GitLab, and developer tools is my passion, blah, blah, blah. Saw you started GitLab. I use the product every day. Would you be willing to schedule a 30-minute phone interview where I could ask you a couple questions about your engineering team? Okay, like easy stuff. But it just takes work, and it's uncomfortable. People aren't going to respond to you, and that's okay. You got to follow up with them. They're not like everyone's busy. I'm busy. You're busy. If this is what you want, you have to follow up with them. Don't be annoying. Be nice. If they don't respond to you in 2 to 3 days, then you can respond, hey, just making sure you saw this. Hope everything's okay. Then I would give 1 or 2 more bumps in 2 to 3 days spread apart. Don't harass them. Don't be mean. Just maybe it's not a good time. Move on. It's okay. So what's the goal with what I'm telling you to get interviews? Because you're like, how am I going to get a job with this? We're making first contact. We're making a new contact. We're expanding our network. I don't know what position you're in. I'm assuming you're relatively junior. We need to find the fastest path to you getting a job that will be good for your career. And how do you do that? You find companies in your interest that you would like to work at, or an experience you've had before that you would like to work at, because you understand the business domain, which is very important in software engineering. And we're expanding our network, and we're learning, and we're asking questions. And then I'm going to show you how to turn that into an interview. But it's going to take 100 outreaches. This is how you get jobs regardless of what's going on in the market, because people are more willing to help than you think. So in the next video, I'm going to walk you through how to turn these interviews into real interviews and to make sure you're ready. Let me know if you have any questions below. This is exactly what I did to get my first job in front-end development, software engineering. So your one thing to do is to make this list on a Google spreadsheet and send as many of these emails as you can to make contact, to learn, to build your network, to grow. I hope you found this valuable. Please share it if you did. Let me know if you need help with anything. I'm here to help. Thanks for watching. Talk to you soon.